the Toyota Corolla and Honda Civic. If we were evaluating these nameplates 15 years ago, it would have made for one boring comparison.
Sure, both had traded successfully on reputations for dependability and sense, but they never roused the endorphins, did they?
But it is safe to say that the latest expressions of this duo look, well, as the youth say, lit.
So we gathered them today for one of our signature short and sweet comparatives. Which of these attractive Japanese four-doors should you take a closer look at?
You will undoubtedly agree that these two are entirely capable of stealing a gaze.
The Honda brings a rather dashing fastback silhouette to proceedings, with a tapering roofline and an overall makeup that is, at a stretch, coupe-like in ambition.
And the Corolla. Arguably, there has never been such a striking specimen in the history of the breed to wear the moniker. It hangs on to that classical three-box template, although it is infused with all the verve and stylized aggression that made us swoon over the hatchback counterpart when it was launched in 2019.
Let us now quote some pertinent figures pertaining to dimensions. The Toyota Corolla has a luggage compartment capacity of 470 litres with the seats folded up. The Honda Civic, meanwhile, can carry slightly less at 424 litres.
The Honda is 4,654 millimeters long, a little bit longer than the Toyota, in fact, at 4,630 millimeters. And as for width, well, literally a millimeter sets these cars apart. Now, that's the truth, but you can go check that out for yourself. And the same applies on the road. Both are underpinned by competent architectures, although the major distinctions to be made are in the areas of engine and transmission. The Toyota is powered by a 4-cylinder, normally aspirated petrol engine with a 2-litre displacement. Power is rated at 125 kilowatts and 200 newton meters of torque. It is paired with a 6-speed manual and power is sent to the front wheels, of course. Claim consumption is 6.5 litres per 100 kilometers and it has a 50-litre tank, and it claims to dispatch the 0 to 100 kilometer an hour sprint in 8 seconds flat. The Honda is available exclusively with a CVT, although that is redeemed by a rather zesty 1.5-litre turbocharged petrol engine with 4 cylinders, and power is sent to the front in this case as well. It is good for 127 kilowatts and 220 newton meters of torque, although it is fractionally slower to 100 kilometers an hour, 8.2 seconds versus 8 in the Corolla. Now, the Corolla is altogether pleasant to drive, but the Honda just seems to pander better to my delusions of sportiness, and perhaps that has a lot to do with those ingrained associations with the Type R. You just sit lower in the Honda, and there is a better sense of being ensconced and involved. But when it comes down to rands and cents, your vote is likely to be swayed towards the Toyota Corolla because it is considerably more affordable.
Prices start at 380,200 Rand, and this 2-litre XR is 420,500 Rand. On the other hand, pricing for the Honda Civic starts at 441,800 Rand, while the 1.5T Sport featured here is 513,300 Rand.
Still, good cars, the both of them, and certainly easy to recommend if you're the kind of buyer who wants to stray away from the sport utility vehicle and crossover realms.